Hi, welcome to Pathways of Hope. The scene today is Jesus was talking about the bread of life, and listeners were saying, "Is this guy telling us that we would eat his flesh, that we would eat his body?" Of course, in the Gospel of John, it is very clear that this is referring to Jesus offering his life on the cross and how this offering of his life will become a source of salvation for us. But one of the clear things that this also tells us is our celebration of the Eucharist when we receive Jesus in communion. We are reminded by Jesus of this truth that he promised to his listeners. He was telling his listeners, "This is the bread that came down from heaven, not like the bread that the fathers ate and died. Whoever feeds on this bread will live forever." He's referring to the time when the Old Testament people were in the desert. The Israelites were traveling in the desert and they needed something to eat. And he's saying that the bread sustained them for a while. Then he's referring to the same thing, a bread. But in this case, he's talking about the truth that this bread, which is his body, is the reality that would bring us to everlasting life. That we should not be afraid of death. When we are grappling our heads on this truth, we sometimes say, how can you understand that truth? Well, that's when we are invited to have faith. When we celebrate the Eucharist and we receive Jesus in communion, Jesus is reminding us he saved us from our sins. We need to have faith. We need to live for him. We need to be faithful disciples. Because as we do that, we're allowing this bread of life, Jesus, was entered into our life in the form of bread to conquer death and sin. I pray that all of us would remember this truth, profound, hard to understand, but it's an invitation for us to never fear. Life can be challenging. Death is certain for all of us. And yet, the promise of the Lord is, those who eat this bread will live forever. God bless us.